We are in Luxembourg Art Week. I was really surprised when I came here. It's like, Paris or really like looks like Basel.
Not quite the same size.
Yeah.
A little bit smaller still.
It's very, very professional. You even have a car manufacturer outside the building. You have a VIP session. You have a lot of programs in the town. Do you want to concurrence with Paris or with smaller towns, or is it just needed of the local people?
There's no idea of concurrencing Paris or Brussels. Nevertheless, Luxembourg is a main economic place in this part of the center of Europe. It has a well-structured economy with a lot of foreign people working, living here. Possibility to create something independent, something which belongs to us, which could be a success story. This possibility is given, and that where we are working on since 8 years, and since 2 years we think we have attained a level of what could be compared to the big fairs, Brussels, Cologne. I would not say Basel or Paris, but Brussels or Cologne level is something we can attain.
Is it a good place to making art? I mean, if I'm an artist, should I come here to make art? Because there are lots of institutions or places.
In Luxembourg, you mentioned it while talking about Paris, the costs of life are quite high. So it's not easy at all for an artist to have a studio and to have enough money to live. So it's not a good place to start a career. There are institutions indeed, but there are only 2 or 3. And you can imagine with 2 or 3 institutions, there is not the volume to give a chance to everyone. So I would say it's a good marketplace, a good cultural place, because this institution do a good job, an important job. But for the moment, there are not enough issues for young artists.
But maybe an event like this could get some attention to.
That's what we think too. We through our event we give an opportunity to a lot of these young artists. They have been here yesterday, today they are here. They meet new people, they meet the gallerists, and that's our mission.
When I went through the list of the exhibitors and the people, this is very international. I mean, a lot of people came from Paris, a lot of galleries. This is because of the situation of Luxembourg, because it must have international connections, or is it because the culture itself?
Paris and Brussels are 2 hours far, so they know a little bit that in Luxembourg. They know they have collectors here. They know that the economy is quite good, so they are interested to find new collectors too. And I think it makes sense for them to be here and for us to invite them to participate, indeed, to give also the Luxembourgish public a view on what is done in the major towns like Brussels and Paris.
Do you have maybe favorite event?
We have a lot of events.
Yeah, artist studio visits.
We have a lot of events, collection visits. Yeah, we had a lot of events.
Mm-hmm. But do you have maybe a favorite one?
No, I can't say that. I would discriminate the other ones. That is not possible. We have here inside this hall about 10-12 conferences. We have collaboration with Mudam, with Casino, with Constal Esch. I think for people who come to Luxembourg for 2 or 3 days now, they have enough to see.
You was an artist, a painter and a sculptor before you started your own gallery.
How do you know that?
Well, I think it's not a secret. I also want to question that maybe there are too many artists in the world, too many artwork, art piece, and people, even collectors, maybe not even can think about that much. they cannot remember that much people. But do you think it's still good to be an artist at this current position?
People decide about life as they want to do. If you do art is like a choice, should I work in a bank or something, or do art? That's the wrong question. You can also work in the bank and do art. I mean, doing art is a mission, is a vocation. You have to say something, and if you need to say something, you do it. A career, you can do it with crap, and then it's a crap career, and you can do no career with good things. I mean, then you can maybe you must be strong in your brain to do it, but you can do it. And then maybe at the age of 50, you have enough strength and enough maturity and enough work to get in. You don't need to get out of school and think you're an artist and you can live off it. That's you can try, but that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. There are every year, I think, 15,000 pupils leaving academies in Europe. There is no place for 15,000 artists every year. That would say after 10 years you have 150,000 artists in the market. There's no place. So that's not an idea. That, of course, they tell the pupils that it's a possibility. But we know the numbers. I mean, there is 1 or 2% of professional artists who have done art studies. Be intelligent and sensible and do good work. The rest comes or doesn't come. Of course, you can try to do a career with crap, but this doesn't make sense. You can be happy to do a career. I say I'm an artist. I'm there. But what you do is crap. So throw it away and pass to the next artist. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Okay, I was doing art myself 10 years, and I say it's not as good as I don't know. I saw Pierre Huyghe. I opened my mouth. I say, "Wow, what a talent!"
And maybe that's the situation with the galleries as well, because, for example, if I go around here, there are, I don't know, like 20 or 50 pieces I could buy instantly because I like it. But of course. Yeah, I'm not a collector in this way, but maybe no one can buy 20 pieces even in a big fair. So maybe it's harder to select because there are too many things and too many stylists, because the stylists also exist parallelly.
The numbers of style of art, how you can do art, and what is coming on the market or what is discovered in other cultural places like African or whatever, it's a huge amount of possibilities. You cannot follow everything. But what you say is that you cannot buy 20 pieces, that's more an attitude. Because instead of going to pieces on 200,000, you can also buy 20 pieces of 4,000.
Yeah, of course, this is also possible. Yeah,
it's possible.
The thing is that most people are, or that's another question for you maybe, because I know collectors who are collecting until their flat or their house is full.
That's the problem.
Things.
That's the problem.
Or they collect even after and put into pieces to warehouse and everything. Yeah. So what do you think? Which is better, or if you can say anything about that?
Most collectors continue buying. They are not collectors if they stop buying, because they are not collectors anymore. They have bought and they are not buying anymore. They are not collectors anymore. Okay? They finish being collectors. They have a collection, but they do not collect anymore. So they put the pieces out of the walls and change and put it in a special room, warehouse or whatever. That's the funny thing, to continue collecting, to evaluate, to have a new passion, to discover new possibilities. We have a huge personality. Everyone has a huge sensibility. So looking at art, for 10 years you like raw stuff. For 10 years you like maybe more poetic stuff, and then maybe suddenly you start to like conceptual stuff. I don't know, but it's in yourself. And so it's a way to position your own sensibility. And that's the main point in collection, to discover yourself, to have it like a mirror, to like this historical position because it has all this background, or to like this new artist because it has this future, or whatever. It makes sense. And if you have this feeling that it makes sense, you are a collector who wants to go on.
I started collecting it 10 years ago. I collected like 10, 15 pieces. Then I had the feeling that, okay, this is kind of okay. And then I started to replace piece by piece, so just one by one. But after I realized that maybe I should buy a piece which is okay for a longer term. I mean, if the artist, okay, the price could go up
it's not a question of price. It's a question where it comes from and where it will go. So there are pieces who are in the moment, and there are pieces who are in another way connected to history, either art history or either history of mankind. Okay? And then it starts to be interesting, because pieces who are in the moment, they look quite wow sometimes, but if you look at them 2 years later, they are not anymore wow, and then you change them.
Yeah, but then it's always a question that should I buy the big names because they are...
You are talking about, that is a question of money. That's not my question. If you have not the money, you can buy interesting things who are not expensive, and if you have the money, you can buy big names. That's no problem. You do like you want. That's not my question, because I do not have... I know the segment I can buy. Let's say I can buy in between... if I want to buy several pieces a year, I must buy around 5,000. If I buy only one piece a year, I can buy around 20. But if I have more money, I can say, okay, I buy either 200,000 a piece a year, or I go 10 times at 15, 20. That's only a question of amount. It had nothing to do with quality. Nothing. You can say, okay, I have this amount, I'm looking for paperworks. And then you buy from huge artists till now, you can find beautiful pieces at 6,000, 8,000, and you have a big name and a beautiful piece. It's just a paperwork, it's not so big, okay? Then you can not invite people and say, look, I have this big... No, you must be in your situation. You cannot be outside of your situation, but it doesn't make sense.
And what do you think, your collectors are collecting because of the money, or they are inspired by gallerists? Or?
No, the collector, if he spends a lot a year, of course, he does not want to lose money. He does not want that all this money he put in pieces, there should be a guarantee of value somewhere, okay? And that's why most go up with the price, because the stability is more confirmed. Okay? That's not to be in an investment, that's only that you spend 50,000 and you know that will not move anymore. When you buy at 10,000, you have a lot of things who may not exist anymore in 10 years. But maybe there is one who is 200,000. And that's funny too. That's a kind of risk, okay? So if you are intelligent and you anticipate the quality in the work, and you can say, this will make his way, and you buy young, 5, 10, in between 5 and 10,000, of course you will be wrong 80% of the choices, or 50%. But for the others, they will be at 50,000 or 100,000 in 10 years. But that's not a question of speculation, that's a question of attitude. Either you take this risk and you cultivate your sensitivity and your knowledge of art market and your knowledge of art history in a way that you anticipate evolution, And then still there is the thing, is the gallery strong enough to keep to make it grow? Is the artist straight enough to go on working? That are things you do not know. That's why the possibility to have a real chance by buying early is not at 50%. It's only at maybe you have 10%. But it's fun.
Thank you very much.
It's me who thank you.